Good morning, everybody. I swear that band gets better every time they play that song. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Cowboy Classic, Day 2, Game 3 for both of these teams. Both teams out of different cities than our home city, and we love when the tourists come to Calgary. So welcome to all of them, and welcome to all of you watching on our official U16 AA tournament website and YouTube channel. Dave Stanich along for the ride with you one more time, coming to you live from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. This is the Bridge City Blues from Saskatoon against the Edmonton KC Bronx, or excuse me, Edmonton KC Spurs. 7-6 win in an exciting shootout for the Spurs earlier yesterday, excuse me. Earlier today would not make a lot of sense unless you like playing hockey at 4 in the morning, which I was sleeping. But other than that, as I said, Edmonton versus Saskatoon here at this Cowboy Classic at Winsport in Calgary. Spurs far to near in the gold jerseys. Bridge City near to far in the whites. Both teams have had reasonable success so far. Games 3 of 4 for both teams. They'll play tonight. And then the top one in each division will qualify for the big final. And the second place teams will play for the bronze medal championship. And we'll have that gold medal game for you tomorrow at Winsport A, about 30 feet to our left. In net for Bridge City is Sajadik, 31. He's to our near side. And he'll watch his teammates try to get out of the zone as the Spurs, again with these gorgeous gold jerseys, try to forecheck and pinch in and keep the team on their defensive heels. And again, Bridge City trying to just get across the red line in this opening minute. They'll surrender puck possession. Forechecking in Ian Hopwood, 13, along with his teammate Jackson Copeland. Hudson Sluka has the puck disrupted behind the net. Trying to advance the puck forward. Logan Frazier, no luck for him. And the first save for Sajadik today. We're with you live or on demand. Make sure to send the link out to your friends and family so that they can watch anytime they wish. Bridge City, left to right, near to far, far to near. No, near to far. Trying to find possession is Jackson Langen. He can't come up with it, and he'll go for a line change. Cross ice pass doesn't connect. KC, one of the higher ranked teams in the U16 AA division in Alberta. Go to aehl.ca for all the details. Both these teams just above 500 in their respective divisional leagues. Spurs were down 3-0 after 20 minutes yesterday, but got it done. Tied the game up, led at certain points, found the tying goal, and then a win in a shootout against the Calgary Bronx. Make sure to follow Calgary Northwest Athletic Association, NWCAA, on social media to get all the details of this tournament. Just look up U16 AA Cowboy Classic. The other 6 teams will be in action later this morning. And speaking of action, Justin Howralenko found the screen, shot it top shelf, and opens the scoring for his Spurs club. Hudson Britkowski in net, getting to celebrate with all of his teammates on the right side bench, as everything seems to be going smoothly. And the Bronx couldn't be happier. And Sasha Dick takes that one right where he needs to take it. Bridge City getting a win last night against the Edmonton United Cycle. Excuse me, the CAC Canadian Athletic Club, the Edmonton Canadians, as they've been known for multiple decades. 8 teams at this event. And again, Bridge City has been under pressure the entire time. Let's see if they get near to far in the white jerseys. Akira Coquel will dump it around. That one a little in. Cade Peterson, number 6. Simple body check takes that away.
Goal goes to Justin Horilenko.
Horilenko gets credit for that goal. And they have the only 4 shots on goal in the game as well. Make sure to go to the Cowboy Classic Tournament page on Hockey Calgary's website. For all the details on the box scores and other information regarding this event. Disrupted at the red line. Kobe Bene couldn't collect. Again, it's been about 90% possession for the Edmonton Knights of Columbus. Spurs from today. Big save, 2 in fact, for Sasha Dick. And just a simple clearing attempt. Release results in an icing call, but it does get them a valuable line change. As I said, Bridge City getting a win 7-2 yesterday. We'll get a complete breakdown of the entire tournaments as we go along. One of the best non-AAA tournaments I've ever been a part of. Even some AAA events can take some lessons from how well organized this has been, how responsive all the volunteers have been, and how all the different raffles and sales and organization has been done correctly. So big cheers to this group. This is their first ever U16 AA tournament under the Hockey Calgary umbrella, and we certainly don't think it'll be the last. Dropping it in front. Big connection and a ad save. Starting the process was Max Jones. Now the other 18 trying to help to get it out. Jackson Langan. That one too much ahead of schedule for Taylor Adamus. However, it will roll and get a credited shot on goal and a face-off to the far side of the ice. 5:27 gone in this first period. Win, lose, or draw in this game. Both of these teams will play in our evening session. 7:30 and on Arena 1 for the KC Spurs. And Bridge City will play at 7:15. Excuse me, at 5 o'clock for KC Spurs against Red Deer. Bridge City will play against Edmonton Southside Athletic Club right here at Arena B at 5:15. One game per day. We had the one yesterday, the Spurs and the Bronx. We have this one today. And our championship game tomorrow. And again, we're so glad you're with us. Just making sure that You can pick up the background noise from the atmosphere of the arena as well. I was double checking to make sure our audio levels are as good as they can be. Again, Bridge City just trying to have a couple of passes in a row, which has not happened all that often here this morning. And now another 2-on-1. Big shot. And again, Sajadic's been up to the task. Not the easiest shot for him to have tried to save. Which is the only one that's gotten past him so far. We continue along. You're just joining us, KC up 1-0 in the gold jerseys. Almost making it 2. That one off the stick of Ian Hopwood. Noah Tran will collect in this 5-on-5 situation. We have not had any penalties as of yet. There's a big hit. Fans wanted a penalty. They didn't get it. And again, just a simple icing call that was waved off, but goalie was going to take no chances. Essentially, Rutkowski's been a spectator in these first 8 minutes. Again, Bridge City doing a good job of preventing a good opportunity from the Spurs, but a clearance attempt is intercepted, but then put offside. There we go. No, we don't. We continue along. Again, just not easy for these kids to be playing their third game in a day and a half. Big save. Again, Sajadic doing everything they could possibly ask him to do. And that should make things a little bit better. That should do just fine right there. Mark Payne on the camera today. Little crosswise move. KC Spurs trying to make one move too many. Of course, they earned 2 points for that shootout win. We did not go to overtime. We just went to a shootout just to save time and human stamina. Howrlenko trying to get his second of the day. Shots are 11-1. Another big hit. Edmonton Knights of Columbus Spurs. Not unwilling to mix it up. We saw that with the Bronx yesterday. Again, the U16 AA Provincials will be here in a month's time. This should be one of the last tournament weekends. Again, aehl.ca. Click on divisions, and you'll be able to find everything about U16 AA throughout the province. There are 4 teams in the city of Calgary, 1 representing each quadrant. A couple of big stops. Again, Sajadic has been everywhere you want him to be and has saved everything he's seen. However, 13 shots in 10 minutes certainly is concerning. You're a Bridge City coach. to the other direction. Jackson Langan trying to make it centering feed. Adamus had it disrupted from him by the defender. A few cross ice attempts the Spurs have made this morning. Most of them have not connected like that one. But when they did connect, that's why there's one on the home score. And again, these gold jerseys are just terrific. I love Bridge City's logo too, and the blue, gold, and white combination. Mark, you like that?
I do. They're
Yeah.
nice. Both sets are nice.
Yeah, I'm sure Bridge City's non-whites, let's just call them darks, I guess, are probably just as nice. But I love
Old school St. Louis Blues.
old school St. Louis, like 67 expansion.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
Scotty Bowman era.
oh nice when they first came in the league. Little back and forth, 5-on-5. Again, Bridge City's trying to find possession anywhere they can get it. And it'll be James Goodger. And it'll be an icing call on the unhappy side of the red line. Halfway through the first period. Other teams here this weekend, as we said, the Calgary Northwest Bronx, the Red Deer TBS Sports Chiefs, the Edmonton PAC Energy Crane Saints, the Southside Athletic Club, the Wheatland Raiders, and the Edmonton Canadians. The Spurs play out of the Castle Downs Arena in Edmonton. And Bridge City plays out of the Gordie Howe Sportsplex in Saskatoon. And there's a nice shot on goal. Rutkowski, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. And the odd goalie, no matter what level, if he's not seeing a lot of work, could get lackadaisical and give up a shot he didn't intend to. That was not the case, although we will see how the next 48 and a half minutes go. The tied game goes directly to a shootout for those Spurs fans in the crowd who were with us yesterday, and we're so glad we got a tremendous response from yesterday's game, both live and on demand. And that's one's going to be intercepted and cleared. Bridge City driving to the near side, from the near side to the far side. That one off the mark, wide. That shows you when a wide shot rolls 200 feet in the opposite direction, how much velocity it had. Although sometimes it's got to be about where it's going versus how fast it's trying to get there. Again, majority control. Bridge City trying to lay the body in just to collect in their own defensive zone. That one off a leg. And Bridge City's Cade Peterson over the glass into the netting and out of play. Bridge City head coach Craig Reinhardt. Spurs are led by head coach Brian Knowles. All four arenas being used. And here's some big action. Taylor Adamus, he's had a couple of looks. Best look of the day. 5-hole taken away by Hudson Rutkowski. And the Edmonton fans go crazy. That one overskated, allowing Logan Frazier a chance to break out. Frazier with Adamus. He'll shoot. Generous rebound collected by the Spurs. And broken out far to near. And for the first time in a while, it'll be Edmonton who will ice the puck. A 1-on-0 and then a partial 2-on-1 for Bridge City. Once they have possession inside the offensive blue, they can accelerate very quickly. And they're keeping Rutkowski on his toes here. Nice keeping of possession by Coquel. Next absolute possession belongs to Edmonton, though. Spurs attacking down low behind the net. Two in for a battle, Ian Hopwood. Well done by the man who was outman Nixon Reinhardt to get possession. However, he cannot clear the blue line. Coquel will try it. Reinhardt found it on his stick whether he was expecting to or not. And again, cross ice pucks are not connecting, but over the next 45 minutes, you expect that they will more often for these Edmonton KC Spurs. Intercepted, trying to wait onside. Instead of tagging up, the Saskatoon team just surrenders possession. And there's an offside against Edmonton. The Saskatchewan teams spend a lot of time on the bus. 6 hours in winter conditions to be here this weekend. We thank everybody for traveling to be here along with these 7 Alberta teams, the Saskatchewan-based club, getting ready for their playoffs to start. Most leagues at this level will be done by the end of February, if not a little bit earlier. Cross ice. And again, the vision from Sasha Dick, well done to find that puck. Mateo Almeida was all over him, but he had great vision to be able to see that and collect it. U16 AA, the Cowboy Classic 2025. Fanning on that shot was Max Jones. And now Saskatoon trying to go near to far and will put themselves offside in the meantime. All right, we're rocking and rolling here. We're having a good time. There we go, a little bit better. Like I said, we want you to be able to hear the atmosphere of the arena. Need to take some photos of the audio settings so that when we're back here tomorrow, we can just duplicate what we have. Even if you save it, sometimes it goes back to the default. Edmonton Spurs, not any particular panic here. Again, third game in about 28 hours. In front! Finding it in the air with Sasha Dick. Great job. And he gets a well-deserved round of applause from this crowd here at the Winsport Arena. They said all 4 rinks had been used. Calgary and Edmonton Canadians will play at 11:15. The PAC Saints and Wheatland will play at 11:45. So both these teams will be part of the early section of their 4th and final session. Everybody plays 3 games within their division and 1 outside it. And again, the winning team from each division will play for the gold medal tomorrow. We'll have that one for you right here on this exact same channel. And again, thanks to the volunteer committee for promoting the link. The Spurs in the Mustang division with United Cycle, SSAC, and PAC Saints. So it's basically the 4 Edmonton teams together and the 4 non-Edmonton teams in the Bronco division. I think you're thinking what I'm thinking. It's a bit of a cowboy, it's a bit of a Western motif this weekend, which in the middle of a snowstorm is a good thing to think about. I don't go to a lot of rodeos in the summer, and they're focusing on winterish activities, so it's nice to have that sort of cowboy classic Western feel to this event and theme in the middle of February. Stay warm out there, folks. There's a few consecutive passes made by the Saskatoon club. The Bridge City Blues Again, KC not really throwing the body on the forecheck. They're just simply out skating the Blues to possession down low and behind the Blues net. 3 minutes remaining in a rapid first period. Trying to find the puck was Logan Fraser. He won't have a lot of luck, so all three forwards are going to go for a line change, and they had to be quick. KC did not realize how much of an advantage they had on a bad line change. In front, big save. You could hear it from here. They're going to jam away. Goucher feeding Jacobs. You can always hit that rewind button, folks. As I said, a very slow line change from the Blues, leading to a confusion of opportunity for KC because it's like, oh, wow, we have all the time in the world to go and attack. What are we going to do? Then they couldn't react, so that gave the new players from the Blues a chance to react and get a really good look. And possession continues with 2.5 minutes remaining. Goucher will dump it behind the net. James Goodger, Goodger. Goodger and Goucher, that'll be fun. Breaking through. Edmonton, KC, Knights of Columbus, Spurs. All the time in the world. It's there. And Sasha Tick with a big stop. Hasn't been able to reach out and pounce on some rebounds in front of him, but he's contained anything that's stayed on the ice so far. Shots 14-5 here in this opening period. Again, thanks to all the volunteers working the website for Hockey Calgary and being here all day long, even if their sons or nephews or grandsons are playing, they're running their volunteer station. I'm just trying to look out the window or have our game on the broadcast so they can follow along. A lot of them sit in the timer's box to get a good view. Just over a minute remaining in period one of game 3 for these respective teams. Unable to find possession was Gibson. Spurs would love to add a second here, because the Blues are certainly building momentum after giving up 11 of the first 12 shots. It's been relatively even, both possession and shot count wise, ever since. Of a full breakdown of the 8 games that were played earlier yesterday, and the 8 games, including this one, still to come. And we'll break down how everything is turning out during our second period. Both teams will find a little bit more energy in the second and third periods. Loose chance for Saskatoon. That one went wide. Coquel. He's monitoring the blue line, but he'll cover his defensive responsibilities as the Spurs want to attack again. Little dipsy doodle to the right wing. Their left wing, our right wing. There's some contact, disrupting possession for Hopwood. Saskatoon not realizing that there's only 3 seconds left. A good steal. Cade Peterson knew how much time was remaining. 14-5, the shots after one period.
Our player coaches trainers on the player one upstairs and 50 tickets this morning. Thank you.
Stick around for more action. 20 down, 40 to go, but this intermission in between. When you have two different mute buttons on, you have to make sure that you take care of both of them. That's why that's working now. That should just work just fine. And I think we're good to go. Welcome back. It's Cowboy Classic. Game 3, Session 3, Day 2, Period 2. KC Spurs going near to far. Wardkowski in our immediate viewpoint. As we continue along, as I said, shots were 14-5 after the first period. KC gets it done 7-6 over the Bronx in overtime, so they got 2 points. The old 3-2-1 system. That was yesterday morning, as we've talked about. Bridge City lost 4-0 to Parkland Athletic Club in that crossover game. Yeah. Big shot, big goal. And you hear the Edmonton fans go crazy. Look like Max Jones, loose puck in front. That sort of 6-hole that Mark talks about all the time, above the glove hand. And that's an important goal, just 25 seconds into period 2 for this Edmonton-based team. That's it. We'll get details on the goal officially, but again, a quick snapshot off time and space. And that's exactly what Edmonton wanted to do to eliminate Bridge City's momentum coming out of the intermission. And we're being outshot 13-1 at one point. Closed it into 14-5. Again, good work off the side wall, leading to a nice stop from Sasha Dick. Howard
The Spurs second goal for number 13.
Hopwood from Tren, 13, puts it in. So Haralenko got the first goal, and Hopwood got the second goal. So as I said, the Edmonton base teams that are here are all placed together in the Mustang division. Calgary, Wheatland, Red Deer, and Bridge City all in the other division, the Bronco division. Bridge City evened up their record with a 7-2 win over the Edmonton Canadians last night. Again, Saskatoon struggling to find possession. Edmonton dictating the pace as they did in the first 2 minutes of the last period. Yeah, thanks to everybody here at CIHA for giving us access to their equipment and their really long internet cables. Snapshot, Wardkowski handles that one. Directional rebound control, we've talked about it all year long on our various broadcast platforms like Flow Sports. That's where you can find all the U18 AAA, U17 AAA, and U15 AAA action on behalf of the Alberta Elite Hockey League, flowsports.tv. That one a little bit out of the range. Working hard is Matthew Gibson. Now Saskatoon trying to create some forechecking, but they're always trailing the play and trailing the puck in terms of speed and direction. Edmonton, snapshot opportunity off the pad of Sasha Dick. Bridge City, the only non-Alberta team in the event this weekend. And again, welcome to them and welcome to all of you watching. Both live and on demand on our official U16 AA Cowboy Classic broadcast channel. And that's an icing call against Bridge City. Spurs win 3-2 over Wheatland. So if they can win this game and improve to 3-0, they'd pretty much be into the championship game. They'll play Red Deer tonight, one way or the other. But they'd love to be playing for the championship at 10:30 tomorrow morning, 10:15, excuse me, over on Arena A. Trying to find possession. In his skates was Brzezinski. Puck will be dumped behind Sasha Dick's net on the far side of the ice. 4 minutes gone. In a physical, but perhaps too physical second period. Maybe that play in particular a little bit too physical. And our first penalty of the day, going to be head contact. And just the 2-minute variety against Carter Von Hagen. KC's power play yesterday was deadly in their matchup against the Bronx, especially when they needed to tie the game. Actually, it was a 4-minute double minor for head contact. Certainly avoidable, what they like to call avoidable contact. So let's see what KC can do with this 4 minutes, up to 4-minute power play. Yep, 4 minutes. And the first attempt is cleared down. Rakowski will handle it. Again, yeah, their third period power play against the Bronx yesterday was very, very efficient. And here's another cross-ice attempt. They had several of those in the first period. Referee barely gets out of the way. Just the one ref in this matchup. Avoidable contacts, especially to the head, will get called every time.
Bridge City Blues penalty to number 12, Carter Von Hagen, 4 minutes for head contact.
Not sure if it was the elbow, but severe enough and unnecessary enough to get a double minor. One pass too many for KC. And the Spurs will have to play some defense on the power play. Nice sprint down the ice. Oh, through the legs, but through the blue paint as well. Goucher almost got a shorty. Almeida tried to reply on the other end. Good save from Sasha Dick. Just inside the blue line. Driving to the net. Little dipsy doodle. Trying to fool the goalie. He followed everything to his left. 220 on the double minor. Straight through to the ice. And a big save to prevent the scoreboard from changing to 3-0. Bridge City's going to need some help. they want to get into the gold or bronze medal game tomorrow. Excuse me. Big pad save. We're halfway through the double minor. Time and space. That one blocked in front. We're at the home of CIHA, as you can see by the logo on the boards. Another cross ice attempt. Not quite successful. These longer passes seem to be letting them down, but they continue to try them. But on 5-on-4, you can get away with it. Again, Howrlenko didn't like what he saw. Top of the line. That one blocked in front. Good feed from Max Jones attempted to try to go to the right wing. And again, they've had sustained possession for this entire minute and a half since the last faceoff. Back and forth, fanning on it. Chance at the baseline, no luck. Goal line drive doesn't work. But again, they've had the entire possession. Everything to the goalie's left, our right. Trying to find that perfect play are these Spurs. Rich City refusing to allow it. Screen in front. Goalie wasn't sure where it was. Got lucky as it rolled past his left post. And now a play behind the net, giving Saskatoon a chance to clear. They cannot. And KC doing terrific work here. They're going to be able to use this video in their training and practices for future power play work. What they can work on, how they can improve. Nice little move. He faked it through. Grady, excuse me. Saja Dick found it somewhere. Penalties expired. 8 minutes have expired in the second period. A lot of skill. Ref checks in. Linesman's okay. Again, everything to Saja Dick's left so far. And he's been square to the task on everything that stayed on the ice. Up in front. The captain almost opened the scoring for his team. And a big cross ice save right to left for Rutkowski. He's got some fans in the stands. Hopwood. He has the only goal of this period. Skating around. And again, Saja Dick has been buried in rubber all period long. It's 28-8, 14-3 in the period. Again, you can see all the good things that the Spurs do, both on the power play and even strength. Perhaps looking for the perfect play on that double minor because they knew they had the time to work with. There's several strategies a team can use on their power play. If they get another one, we'll see what type of alterations they make. But again, pretty much doing everything right except for putting the biscuit in the basket. Bridge City needs a couple of biscuits here to stay eligible for the bronze or gold medal games here at this Cowboy Classic. In front, no luck for Corliss. They're going to continue to push ahead. Goals for and against can make all the difference in the world. And looked like Max Jones. You could see how frustrated he was when that puck went in the glove. He asked for a line change, and the coach said, "No, you stay out there." Good ISO shot of Saja Dick, 27 of 29. Kobe Vene is his backup today. Ryan Redhead is the backup for the Spurs. We may see a Spurs-Bronx rematch, but we'll have to see how the mathematics work themselves out, both in this session and the evening session. Keep hitting refresh on that Hockey Calgary webpage. And make sure to follow everything on social media for the full breakdown of who plays who when tomorrow. We'll go through that gold medal game with you and looking forward to it tomorrow morning. Now it's Jacobs who's frustrated. Exactly.
I couldn't tell.
And again, Sasha Tick finding it in the air. I think a lot of these players are looking for their second wind here today. You have some early momentum for first thing in the morning matchup. But both teams on a slower pace. Even U16s have a limited gas tank. I've called provincials where they've played 5 games in 2.5 days, and those teams were tired. And the winning 2 will play a gold medal game, their 5th in 2.5 days tomorrow morning. And again, we'll have that for you right here. Make sure to hit the reminder for the link to the championship game, and you'll be reminded to watch it with us tomorrow, both live and on demand. 9 minutes remaining in a productive second period for the Spurs. They have a goal. Bridge City trying to improv some offense, blue line to blue line. Doesn't quite work out for them. Rep says he's okay after taking a bit of a tumble. It's always weird to see, even with skates, to see the players be taller than the officials. But the people, the men and women in the stripes, always do a great job. Shot 16-4 here in the second period, 30-9 in the total. Gibson goes down. His teammate is going to have to do it on his own, crossing it through, looking for the backdoor play. Peterson was the target, but I think Rakowski's pad got a bit of it while it was traveling left to right. And again, Hudson has some fans in the stands. There's no doubt about that. I made the trip down south. Weaver. Don't see guys in motion during faceoffs all that often. There was definitely a plan, but he'll cover on the right defensive position. Weaver will collect off the bounce. They'd love to extend the lead here, just in case goals for and against come into play. This is Weaver. Weaving his way through. Trying to feed in front, and a great goal. Terrific work behind the net. Reverses direction. Sends that out for immediate one-timer, which is converted. Nobody in white could have anticipated where that puck was going to travel. But Edmonton KC, they knew exactly where it was going, and it got buried. That is tremendous skill and great hockey IQ and an excellently drawn-up play from the coaching staff. get the official word on the goal in a moment, but that was terrific. Icing against Edmonton. One of the most skillful goals you'll see at this level. Edmonton Southside over Wheatland 6-1. This is the morning session yesterday. Red Deer over CAC 5-4. And Parkland over Bridge City 4-0. In the evening session, the Spurs over Wheatland 3-2. As we talked about, Calgary over Southside 8-3. Bridge City 7-2 over the Edmonton Canadians. And Parkland 5-2 over Red Deer. So Edmonton has 4 quadrant teams. And then Parkland.
The Spurs goal scored by number 23, Boston Sluka, assisted by number 19, Nathan Weaver.
Sluka was the recipient of a terrific, not only pass, but as I was saying, weaved through the defenders. Auerlenko, Hopwood, and Sluka, 1, 2, 3, to give this Spurs team a 3-0 lead. So Parkland plays out of the Spruce Grove, Stony Plain area. There's the 4 quadrants in Edmonton. The Knights of Columbus group, the Southside Athletic Club, the Canadian Athletic Club, and the Maple Leafs Athletic Club. A lot of great AA and non-U18 AAA hockey being played. Of course, once you get to U18 AAA, cutting their way through, backhand score! Aiden Goucher was due, and he finally got the payoff he deserved. And again, another terrific feed. Looked like Jacobs was the one who fed him. And suddenly it's 3-1. Saskatoon is not just going to roll up in the corner and wait for the clock to run out. Well done to them. And you heard their fans. And another big face-off went. Snapshot off the blocker. The puck will stay in play. Now some physical forechecking. Bridge City, 2 tries. A couple of good looks on the backhand from Jacobs. We don't have the information on the assist, but Goucher with a tremendous goal. Knowing how much time he had to be able to make that move. And we'll see what kind of momentum this could create for the Bridge City Blues. One-handed doesn't usually work when the other player has the physical advantage, and that's exactly what Weaver did. A dump in after the interception beyond the blue line. So a lot of skill being shown. As I was saying, again, now it's the Spurs on the back foot, just trying to react and wait for possession. Gibson, I think, is going to head to the box here, but at the other end of the ice, the Spurs want to take advantage. That stick went flying. And it's going to be an interference call against Saskatoon. Let's try this again. Once you get to U18 AAA, Edmonton has shrunk down to 2 teams, the Oilers Blue and the Oilers Orange. So the best of the best. 4 17 AAA teams go to 2 U18 AAA teams. U18 AA, pretty popular in Edmonton as well. And that's going to be another penalty against Saskatoon. Gibson for interference, and there will be another one on top of this. There's some big contact, and Bridge City will touch the puck. And the 6-on-4 will conclude. Player injured, and the training staff will go check on him. But the penalty occurred before that. Perhaps the leg. It's more head contact. Von Hagen again. He got the double minor for the head contact penalty earlier in the period. Now it's another one against him. Right in the slot area early in that power play. Looks like Weaver's going to be okay. That play in all 4 arenas here at Winsport. In the shadow of the ski jumps and the bobsleigh track here at Ken Olympic Park. Home of Hockey Canada. Both on the ice and in the office since 2011. Minute 30 on the two-man advantage for the Spurs team. Can they, the final couple of nails in the coffin? We'll have to wait and see. The Spirit, Bridge City showing some spirit and some spunk in the second period. More contact. Now let's see what Casey can do. Again, Sasha Dick is there. A big advantage to this camera angle is we can see exactly what the defensemen are seeing in a power play situation like that. How there was really no straightaway path down the center lane. Thanks to Saskatoon's penalty kill. In front, dropping it through, cleared away just for the moment. Trying to feed the big man in front to the corner, and they score. It's a rebound conversion for the KC Spurs while on the 5-on-3, so they'll continue with the man advantage. When you've got 2 extra men out there, you can throw out a little bit more muscle and more often than not get second chances, especially a few feet in front of the net. And that's exactly what the Spurs did. Shots 20-9 here in period 2. We've seen 4 goals. Now it's a 5-on-4. In front, and Sasha Dick is prepared. Making the save about what he saw. We've seen ringette, we've seen figure skating, we've seen little guys learning to skate in all 4 of our arenas, and that's just in our early session this morning. Who knows what else is scheduled for today. Crossing it through, it's there, and it's in. Another burial on the back door. Looked like Jacoby Orrell, number 3. We'll double check. We'll get the official word from our on-ice announcers. 2 out of 2 on that 5-on-3 and subsequent 5-on-4 for the Spurs. If KC does get into the final, whoever they play is going to have to definitely pay attention to how they kill penalties tomorrow morning. Spurs' worst case will be in the bronze medal match. And Edmonton's taking complete control. But again, both teams maximizing their efforts. We're having fun on a snowy but sunny Saturday morning. Happy Super Bowl weekend to you, too. 3:20 to go in period 2. I'm sure whoever is in that championship game will have a big game on the TVs in the bus on the way home. Collecting the puck is Hopwood. Sluka trying to make a move. And that is held up at the blue line. With each goal that goes in, the odds of KC being in the final continue to go up. They'll just have to finish it off against Red Deer tonight, providing this differential stands. Bridge City's got 22 and a half minutes to make something happen. Again, more contact in that high slot area. Edmonton player down. The trolley tracks, as Mr. Cherry used to say back in the day. You got to keep your head up and your eyes open, or you're going to take a shot, both legal or illegal. Again, 3 games in a day and a half. Both physical and mental exhaustion tend to set in. Okay, player seems no worse for wear. And we will continue along. 2:12 to go in the second period on the big board here at the Jones Snyder Arena. A major contributor to Winsport and Canada Olympic Park back in the day. The arena has been named after her since day one. More big contact. Saja Dick didn't really have a chance on either of those power play goals, but is showing no lack of confidence, both in his play or his body language. 2 number 10s come in contact on the near side. Minute and a half remaining in period 2. And Sasha's not going to take any chances. Still waiting on the official word on those 4th and 5th goals. The final box score will be available on the Hockey Calgary website. Again, thanks to everybody at the Hockey Calgary office. Mark and I could just walk in there and say hi to everybody, and we know all of them. They know all of them know us, so it's a pretty good opportunity. They don't want their meetings interrupted, but they don't mind if we just drop by and say hello for a few minutes. So thanks to them for everything that they do for running any of these kind of big tournament events. Of course, Calgary and Edmonton Minor Hockey Week wrapping up a couple of weeks ago. I'm sure that the people in the office are still sleeping after all the work that they did for those respective tournaments. A lot of preparation goes in weeks and months in advance when every team in every division in the city is playing. Of course, it helps when half the teams are eliminated, as with each day that goes by. It's one and dones. This is not. This is a 4-game round robin with a crossover. We'll have a bronze medal game right here at Arena B tomorrow, and our gold medal game on Arena A, which will really challenge the players because that is the Olympic wide ice that, of course, the national teams and the Olympic teams have trained on. Big shot, big hit, and a big save. Kate Peterson getting a chance as we have 45 seconds remaining. Of course, we're 1 year away from the Winter Olympics in Cortina, Italy, which should have been here in Calgary, but that's a different story for a different day. Plebiscite got outvoted 52-48, but I'm not bitter. No, not at all. Italy will do a great job. And we'll get up at 3 a.m. to watch Switzerland play Slovakia in the preliminary round. Mark and I will be up watching those games, and we hope you will be in about a year or so. But not if there's a conflict with the second annual Cowboy Classic. That wouldn't be helpful, but we'll have to talk to the organizers and tell them to avoid this particular weekend next year. Have it the week before or a couple of weeks after. There's biathlon qualifying to watch. All right. 40 down, 20 to go. We're having some fun. We hope you are too. 5-1 after 2 periods. Shots on goal 23-11 in period 2. Stick around for more right here on the Cowboy Classic. All right, welcome back. Let's break down the goals. There have been 5 of them today for the Edmonton KC Spurs. Justin Haralenko, Ian Hopwood, Boston Sluka, and the power play goals coming from Hopwood on the 5-on-3. And Sluka again. Excuse me, Isaac Roberts on the 5-on-4. So 2 for Hopwood today. The only real kind of negative that I can mention to you watching and to Mark as our camera guy as we flip the script here this morning, Brady Park and Ethan Cruz are both out for KC. And considering the guys that got hurt earlier today, KC could be really banged up for their game tomorrow. We'll clarify how the structure of the tournament works here at our first opportunity. You can tell some players are tired. Just Matthew Gibson from Bridge City fell and kind of let the wet ice take him about 20 feet. So basically, there's the Bronco division and the Mustang division. Everybody plays 4 games, but they play them against the other division, which is why it makes sense that all the Edmonton-based teams are in the same division, so that they don't have to keep playing at this tournament teams that they play every other day of the year. So everybody in your division plays the same 4 teams against the other division, so everything is judged evenly. So right now, Parkland has 6 points. Edmonton, this KC team has 5. Southside has 3. And the Canadians have 0. CAC United Cycle. Northwest Bronx with 4. Red Deer with 3. Bridge City with 3. And Wheatland with 0. So Bridge City, if they can get something done against Edmonton tonight, might get into that bronze medal game, depending on the results of our games later today. Edmonton SSAC will play Red Deer. That game underway already. Calgary Northwest will play CAC United Cycle, and Parkland will play Wheatland, team out of Strathmore and the surrounding area east of the city. This is as far west of the city as you can get. The 2 number 10s again in contact. 5-on-5 here. The Spurs just trying to finish this one off and stay healthy at the same time. Saskatoon would love to improve their goals for and against if it comes into play. There have been 8 games that have been completed. Only 1 has gone to overtime, and that was the game that we had that 7-6 thriller that Mark got to call yesterday. Gibson couldn't find possession. Follow-up from Goucher. No luck for him. He has the goal for the Bridge City Blues. Again, more than likely them or Red Deer or Northwest will be in the gold medal game. If Northwest can get it done this morning, they will definitely be in it. And it would be a rematch against this KC club. And that would be a heck of a championship rematch. But the other 6 teams are going to have a lot to say over the next 12 hours or so. And make sure to follow the tournament's social media, and make sure to follow Mark on social media at Hockey Pain to get all the details from this U16 AA Cowboy Classic. And again, hit that reminder for tomorrow's championship game so you can watch it right along with us first thing tomorrow, no matter who it is in the final. But it will be a rematch. Gold and the bronze medal games will be rematches since nobody plays in their own pool, which I don't dislike at all. It's a cool idea. Certainly a best way for everybody to get 4 games. And these kids have school on Monday morning. That's the craziest part. They missed yesterday. They're going to have a lot to catch up on, and I'm sure there are a lot of textbooks in the luggage. Again, referee just trying to get out of the way. He got knocked down earlier on. These guys have to be swift on their skates. There's no doubt about that. No recorded shots for KC. It's 2-0 Saskatoon. That one barely onside. As Saskatoon, the Bridge City Blues will go for a face-off for a line change. One of the top teams in the Saskatchewan U16 AA League. Double crunch. What a great follow-up. Roberts tried to hang on. But all the play in the offensive zone for these Spurs, which is all that matters. So again, Bridge City more than likely with terrific odds to get into the bronze medal match and go home with some hardware. But they're going to have to get it done later this afternoon. These Edmonton-based teams are tough. Player down on the near side. Again, the physicality is really ramped up here in the second and third periods. Once the players kind of woke up, both mentally and physically, the normal tendencies of U16 hockey came back into play. And the Spurs just trying to make sure that they don't get run over. Copeland could not do that quite a bit. Big stop from Sajadik as Copeland goes for a line change. These kids are definitely going to need a nap before the afternoon session starting for them at 5 p.m., which means they'll have to be back here by about 3:30. Again, so much credit going to the volunteer committee and all the people in charge of this event. And these are not easy to do. They have to be booked well in advance. James Goodger dumps it through, and you never know. So Rutkowski's not going to take any chances. Basically, you have to have confirmed with Hockey Calgary or Hockey Alberta that you want to host a tournament, and then certainly with the dates so that they can block the regular season schedule and then adjust it. Because for all these levels, there are certain windows that are available for tournaments. Like the Circle K, like the CIHA Winter Classic for the U17s we had a couple of weeks ago. And so that the schedule adjusters can make the appropriate changes so these teams can be in these tournaments, but that they're not overloading the remaining schedule, especially during the regular season, especially during the week, during school time. A lot of kids would have been writing first semester final exams back in the middle of January. So a lot of secondary sports took a needed pause, but hockey just kept rolling. It was less, but it wasn't zero. They have a schedule they need to meet, and only a certain number of days to do it. Go to haprovincials.ca for all the details about the Spurs and these other Alberta-based teams and how everything's going to work for the Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships. And, of course, Saskatchewan Hockey Association for everything regarding this Bridge City Blues Club. March Madness is not just about basketball. There's hockey playoffs from seniors and colleges all the way down to Tykes. And there's a lot of people that work very hard to make sure that everything behind the scenes gets done so that the players can do their thing on the ice. Interference is the call. And KC doing a good job of staying out of the box, forcing Bridge City to adjust and adapt to them. And when you trail the play behind, you tend to make mistakes that lead to penalties. That one just batted down with a high stick, despite Nathan Weaver's opinion on the subject. Interference against Nixon Reinhardt. That one sent all the way down. Minute 30 remaining on the power play in this 5-1 matchup. Good PK forechecking from Taylor Adamus, excuse me. What can the Blues do down a man? Logan Fraser will just dump it down and go for a change. Minute 10 remaining on the power play, 11:50 in the third period. Spurs would love to get up to 8 points. But here's the problem. The PAC Saints and Calgary Northwest, starting at 7:45. If Parkland can get it done against Northwest, they could finish with 12 points, while KC would possibly finish with 11. And one of those two teams will not be in the gold medal game. "30 seconds on the power play." We get a great sense of their overall structure when they're shooting here to the near side, especially all the play in front of the crease. Save off the right arm by Saja Dick. He's made 37 saves today. And now the referee hears it from the fans. And Sluka's going to hear it from some more fans than that. That's another conversion. Boston Sluka's second of the day. Extends the lead. Time and space against a tired team usually leads to goals. It did then. Great job from Boston Sluka.
Scored by number 23, Boston. Spurs goal scored by number 23, Boston.
Great little wrist shot for him. Saskatoon knew they were offside, so they surrendered possession at the blue line. Halfway through period 3. And again, that PAC Northwest matchup becomes all that much more important. Could be a gold medal preview. Or if Northwest can get it done, a gold medal eliminator. If the Spurs can do what they need to do against Red Deer. Nice save from Rutkowski on the far side. And he'll hold for a whistle. Some ping-ponging of possession. And more big contact in open ice. We haven't seen a lot of hits along the boards, but the open ice hits have been plentiful today. There's some contact. Haralenko throwing his body around. Two goals for Hopwood, 2 goals for Sluka. Singles from Robert and Haralenko. And for Bridge City, from Goucher. And Rakowski doing what they ask, and that's making saves. He's 20 out of 21 today. Yeah, fans definitely keep track of social media this afternoon. See how the other teams are doing compared to the team that you're following most. Weaver handles 2 men, and a slow dump in will roll to the net. Interception missed about 5 feet from the net. Some hacking and slashing and whacking going on. Ref says play on. And Bridge City giving Saja all the time he could need to make a save. Tournament format, the top team from each of the 2 divisions advanced to the A playoff championship game on Sunday. The second place team from each of the 2 divisions advanced to the B championship playoff game or overall bronze medal match. More contact. And another whistle. I don't think the Saskatoon fans are all that happy. Now the tempers start to flare, and the linesman having to hold somebody back here. And it looks like a tech from the bench. And unsportsmanlike as things start to unravel here for the Blues. Look like it'll be a coincidental minor at least. But it might be that the only power play is coming to the Spurs. Shots are 9-6 for the Spurs here in the third period. It's like a bench minor for unsportsmanlike to the guests, to Bridge City. They are definitely the guests. They definitely traveled the longest distance to be here. About 4.5 hours from Saskatoon to Edmonton, but 6 or 6.5 from Saskatoon to Calgary. Well, so far, KC has had 100% of the man advantages here in this game, despite Bridge City's fans' point of view. And again, based on the near side, we're going to get a good sense of their overall structure here. It was kicked ahead off the faceoff from Copeland. Blocked in front. This is Jackson Copeland off the bounce. Near side, just like before. Poked away. Saja Dick finds a teammate who will clear it all the way down. Yeah, Mark was shooting that second period very well. But again, we'll get a better sense of their power play structure here in a few seconds. Bridge City trying to have everything down at that other end. Matthew Gibson doing what he needs to do, but he'll trail the play, and it'll be an odd man chance for the KC Spurs in gold. Leading the match 6-1, throwing it in front, no luck on a connection. 6:30 on the big board, halfway through the power play. Screening in front. That one just past the blue paint. Howrlenko trying to create some traffic. Reinhardt watching him. Again, everything to the left of the goalkeeper. Weak shot does reach in, and a pad save to hold for Saja Dick. Last few broadcasts Mark and I have been doing on Flow, we've been talking about how goalies and why goalies are so tall. Some of them are like 6'2", 6'3". One goalie we saw a couple of years ago was 6'6". I thought, well, why are all the goalies so tall all of a sudden? Well, to be able to see over screens, or else you're pretty much tending blind at that point. If you can't be tall enough to look over everyone else's heads, you're not going to be able to make a lot of saves off of screen opportunities. More coincidental minors in that particular skirmish. A cross check and a rough, but it remains 5v4. 6:05 remaining in period 3 on our official broadcast channel on YouTube. We thank you so much for being here with us live and on demand. And that one will be sent down. Out of town scoreboard is going to mean a lot over the next 10 hours or so. Everybody's seeing how they're going to mix it up. This could be a bronze medal rematch if the numbers work out the right way. As I said, KC's going to have to get it done against Red Deer and hope that the Calgary Bronx do them a favor. Oh boy, that was a huge mistake. Jack Watkins clearing attempt hit Gibson in the back in his own players bench. And the training staff is going to have to look after Gibson here. He had turned his back at the last second. And he's definitely having some issues. The penalty has expired here, but Matthew Gibson definitely the bigger issue for this Blues team. But yeah, if PAC gets it done and goes 4 for 4, because the Pats game against the Bronx, the Spurs game against the Bronx would have gone to overtime. In that scenario, assuming everything and not guaranteeing anything, it would be Parkland with 12 points, KC with 11. Northwest could have 7. And if things work out for Bridge City and they get it done in their last game of the day against Edmonton Southside, then this could be a rematch of second versus second, and the game between PAC and the Bronx be a rematch of tonight for tomorrow for that gold medal game. They're going to look at Gibson here because he'd be vulnerable in case something else deflected into the players' bench later. One of those pure accidents of coincidence. Hope the best for number 11. Saskatoon already working on a short bench. They're going to resume play 5-on-5, 5:20 to go in period 3. But Gibson's definitely going to need some additional attention here. Tran mixing it up with one of the Blues. Trying to find a loose puck. Dump into the far side. This is Noah Tran. Trying to make a play off the net. The feed. Oof. That one in, then back out again. That'll cause an offside. I'd like to thank Adrenaline Source of Sports for everything they do. Official power play sponsor of the Circle K Classic. And we hope that they're involved in a lot of our future projects as well. So thanks to Adrenaline. We fit your game. Find them on McLeod Trail for all your hockey and other sports equipment needs. 4:04 to go in period 3. Crossing it through, it's there. Second try. Great outstretched legs from Hudson Rudkowski. Keeping it to just a single in the guest goal column. 48-22 is the shot column, so that would be 11-6 here in period 3. I'm like, why are they playing all this country music this weekend? Well, it's the Cowboy Classic. Why not? Big stop. Rudkowski gets back into his net. We want that Cowboy atmosphere. Big save for Sajadic. Gets us thinking about spring and summer. Not a lot of songs about the drudges of February snowstorms and wind chill. Not that I can think of. And if there are, they certainly don't play them in July. That stick goes flying in 2 different pieces. The blade might get in the way here, but KC's going to drive to the near side. In front again. If they've had one flaw in their game today, it's been very few, if any, connections on those cross-ice attempts. Both teams just trying to stay healthy in these last 3 minutes because both teams will play again tonight. Looking forward to that championship game at 10:15 tomorrow morning. We hope to see you for that one. And again, KC's got to get it done against Red Deer and hope the Bronx can do them a favor by taking care of the Parkland Saints. KC Spurs out of Edmonton. And the Bridge City Blues out of Saskatoon. Two lovely cities to visit. Maybe not in the middle of winter, but definitely in the summertime. And it's 51 on the shot count. So go to the Hockey Calgary webpage for this tournament. Click on the box scores and get all the stats information you could possibly need. Less than 2 minutes remaining in this matchup. And thanks to Calgary International Hockey Academy for supporting our broadcast efforts this weekend. They'll have a couple more home games this year, right in this particular arena, where they head to the Sports School Hockey League Championships in Penticton in the middle of March. Picked up. Cade Peterson. Right across his path. He'll draw a penalty. Oral will go off for a trip. And you caught it. Sasha Dick threw his arms up in the air in celebration. It's like, finally, it's not a power play against us. Oral for tripping with just a minute 22 remaining. Dropped it through. It's there. Rutkowski took away the 5-hole at the last possible second. He's doing all the right things. Spun around to the far side. Now we'll get a good look at the Saskatoon power play that's had multiple chances already here in the first 20 seconds. Another offensive zone faceoff win for the Blues. Time and space. Nice effort from Taylor Adamus. That gives that 10 shots for the period. Spurs will win that faceoff, but not maintain possession. Linesman just gets out of the way. 40 seconds to go in the third period. Blues want to build something positive going into their evening game. They will play Edmonton, another team from Edmonton, the Southside Athletic Club. And thanks to everybody from the Bronx organization and the Northwest Calgary Athletic Association for organizing this tournament. The first of what we hope are many Cowboy Classics. And session 3 ends with a 6-1 win for the KC Spurs. They will improve to 8 points. Bridge City will stay at 3. But they've still got a very good chance at a bronze medal game appearance. We'll stick around and see who the Player of the Game award winners are for both these teams, then we'll sign off. I've got some candidates, but we'll have to wait and see. Sluka had 2 nice goals. Sasha Dick made 47 saves. Wardkowski made 26 stops. So there's definitely some possibilities here. An entertaining game despite the scoreline. Both teams worked hard. But I think all these players are definitely going to want a nap this afternoon. No doubt about that. They'll jump into the coach bus to the hotel. Of course, the traditional white hat ceremony for visiting Calgarians, dignitaries.
Calgary.
Player of the game for the KC Spurs is number 13.
Ian Hopwood, the second and the fourth goals of today.
Player of the game for the Bridge City Blues is number 12.
Carter Von Hagen, 6 minutes and penalties, but did a lot of good things in the other 54 minutes, so he'll get the Player of the Game award.
Did a lot of good things in the other 54 minutes.
Final shots 53-27, which were 16-11 in period 3. And you got to love those Cowboy hats. Well, on behalf of Mark and myself and everybody on the ice and behind the scenes, we say thank you so much for watching. Mark and I would talk a little bit more, but we got to go somewhere else and call a hockey game. Have a great day, folks. Have a happy and safe weekend. And we'll see you for the championship match tomorrow morning.
Very well done. Well, I was hard.